Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching Reads and Talks. I'm Shivani. Welcome to a new video. Today I have some book recommendations for all of you. The books that I've finished reading in the past few weeks, and I thought of talking about them and recommending to all of you. The books that I'm going to talk about are super fascinating, super interesting to read, and to give them a read for sure. And I'll be doing this weekly reading wrap-ups kind of a video on every Saturday. So do join me on every Saturday to get an update about books I'll be finishing reading every week. And welcome to the first episode of #Bookends on Saturday. So without further delay, let's get started. Book number 1 is Heaven by Mieko Kawakami. The book is translated from Japanese to English. Mieko Kawakami is the author who has written various works: All the Lover in the Night, Miss I Sandwich, Breast and Eggs, and Heaven is one of the books which she has written. This book got shortlisted in 2022 International Booker Prize. It's a wonderful book, very interesting to read. The narrative of the book is very intriguing to read. It's very interesting. Revolved around the theme of bullying, and there are two main characters in the book who faced bullying, and the narrator of the book is called I because of having a lazy eye, and he used to get bullied. And there was also the girl in the class who used to face bullying, and both of them shared a very different bond because of going through the same treatment. They used to share letters with each other, and there was an unsaid rule, there was an unsaid understanding between them. Boy resort to silence even after getting beaten so harshly. They after some time confront with bullies that they are doing wrong, and the feelings of a person who get bullied is wonderfully narrated, is written in the book. You could actually feel what a character is going through. You get very much engaged with the writing of the book. It's the ending of the book kind of connects dot. I'd like to read out the excerpt from the book that can make more sense to this.
Weakness matters, she said. It has real meaning. I was silent, focused on her voice, but no what? She said, if weakness matters, then so does strength. And I don't mean weak people using the idea of strength to justify their weakness. I looked at Kojima, but when I did, I saw Momo's grinning, speaking to me. If anything has meaning, everything does. And if nothing has meaning, nothing does. That's what I was saying. It's all the same. You, me, we are all free to interpret the world however we want. We see the world differently. It's that simple. That's why you need to be strong. You have to overpower people so they can't come at you with their thoughts, rules, or values.
Book number 2 is Please Look After Mom by Kyung-Suk Shin. It's a wonderful book. I'm my favorite reads of this year. It's an amazing book. I'm also reading another book by the same writer. I'll be right there about it very soon. Please Look After Mom is divided into 4 parts. As the title suggests, that they look after mom, and the mother gets disappeared from Seoul station, and the book is narrated in the second person actually, and all members of the family go back to the past and realizes the worth of their mother and how did they overlooked what their mother did. And it's very beautifully narrated. Central aim that it tries to reach, it does reach, and I think I've started appreciating all the actions that my mother does for the family, which I used to overlook. So it's an amazing reminder to that thing. Number 3 is Ghochar by Vivek Shabhag. He has also released a new book by him, Tina's Kiss. Ghochar is one of the books that I wanted to read for a very long time, and I finally did. And the beginning of the book is actually set in cafe, which was very pleasing. I think I am a giver already for a book that is set in cafe. So it's an amazingly set, and the momentum of the book is really great. You will definitely get engrossed with the writing. Thing I can tell you about this book is that the family was from a very lower middle class family, and they get to live a very good life after running a business, and they had a house earlier which was rid with ants, and how did their life change after going through a very good place, and how did their behavior change. It revolves around that, and it's an amazingly written for sure, but the ending is something that I did not expect it to be. It could interpreted in a very different way, honestly, and I did not want this book to end. So that's why I think I had huge expectations from this book, and the ending kind of disappointed me, maybe because I didn't want it to end, and I wanted it to be elongated. So the momentum of the book is great. You should definitely consider it a read. It's a very short book and you can complete it in a one day. Book number 4, which is, I have not completed it, I have completed the 2/3 of the book, and the book is Conversations on Love by Natasha Lunn. It's an amazing book that makes conversation around love. So the author has interviewed various people who has made some great observations on love. Observations that are made around love is great. It's really very much enlightening. You should definitely consider it a read. I'll definitely talk about this book in detail in one of the videos of #MyBoysOnMonday for sure. Bonus recommendation. I've not read recently, but I've read this year, but not recently. I mean, long back, but I've not talked about them. Number 5 book is Siddharth by Hermann Hesse. It's an amazing book. I think I'll definitely reread this book to get the more sense of it, because I think I can reinterpret it and can make more sense after reading it. One of the books I am pretty sure that I will not get bored. It is very enlightening and very much eye-opening. One of the takeaways from that book was oneness. I started appreciating everyone and kind of realizing the oneness. You will finish the book, Siddharth, you'll realize me with whatever I'm saying here. And Siddharth is one of the books that revolves around a boy called Siddhartha. Not about Gautam Buddha. His name was Siddhartha, I know. Instance when he met Gautam Buddha, but he makes a very different meaning of life while living in the shoes of various professions, and it's very well crafted, and it is also about listening to the nature. It's an amazing book that could be understood very differently by different people, and it could make out a very different sense after rereading it again. I'll be making sense if you will read it and if you have read. Last but not least is Rework. It's an amazing book that has a lot of pictures, and it talks about how to see work in a different way, how to change your mindset around work. It's such interesting because of a lot of pictures, because of lots of illustrations in the book. And one of the takeaways from the book, I think I can say here, is slow progress. And we all are very impatient lives, and this book has taught me how slow progress is healthy, and it has taught me a lot of lessons, a lot of work ethics in general, and I think you should definitely consider checking out this book. So these were the recommendations from my to you, and more recommendation like these. Do subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and if you have any book recommendation, do let me know in the comment section. I hope you like this video. If you want me to continue this weekly reading wrap up, do let me know in the comment section, and I'll meet you soon on next Monday and also on every Saturday. So till then, bye bye, and check out these books and let me know which book are you going to pick. Thank you so much for watching this video.